Hi, my name is Caitlin and today I'm going to introduce you to all my pets. So I have 9 pets in total. I have 2 mice, 1 fish and 4 cats. And in this video I'm going to introduce them all to you and tell you a little bit about them. Now I'm going to start with the youngest pets I own, and that is my mice. So Evie is the youngest of my pets and she's around 8 months old. Now I first got Evie back in May this year and she was already an older mouse. So she was about 4 to 5 months when I got her, and there's a whole story to why I ended up getting an older mouse and why I ended up only getting 1 initially, because I planned on getting 2 for her sister, which I'll talk about in a little while. So Evie is very curious. She's always like sticking her head up. She's always looking around the cage and checking out what's new, and is just overall very curious. But she is very shy at the same time. And another thing that she does not like is fingers. So if you try to pick her up or try to put your fingers near her, she freaks out and will run. And I think this is because at her old home, so she was there for about 4 or 5 months, and I think she was traumatized, to be honest, because the lady that bred the mice, she had 2 young sons and they were a little bit crazy and would just pick the mice up like whenever and pretty much did whatever they want to the mice, which is really sad, and I really feel sorry for the rest of them. But I'm glad she's with me now, and she knows that I won't hurt, well, she doesn't know I won't hurt her because she's a mouse. Like most mice are not very trusting. They're very wary of things, which is unfortunate because they're such lovely little creatures, and some do really warm up to you, but unfortunately with my girls, they're not very how do I put this? They're not very tame. They don't like come straight up to you, and you know, they don't accept pets on the head, or they don't accept like just being picked up all the time. So that is annoying, but at the same time it's more for my benefit, so I'm okay with them not being that social because that's what's best for them and that's what doesn't stress them. So yeah, I'm happy just to watch them. So Evie's favourite food is sunflower seeds and she'll go crazy for them. She's just she's just gotten confident enough to take a seed out of my fingers, which is a huge step, and like I still can't believe that she will do that, but she'll do that now. So moving on to Ripley. I got Ripley in November last year, so she's around, what would she be?
So November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August.
Okay, so she's 10 months, and I can't believe she's already 10 months, that's crazy. So yeah, Ripley's my little grey and white girl. She doesn't look too great at the moment because Evie has a problem with barbering her. And if you don't know what barbering is in mice, it's just over grooming. It's sort of like a dominance thing, but it's not fighting, so it's not to the point where you have to separate them. It's just something that kind of happens, and you can't really stop it because you can't go in their nest 24/7 and like, you know, stop them from doing it to each other. So unfortunately she does have quite a large bald patch on her shoulder, which I think just makes her cuter, and I think it's just, yeah, it's kind of cute, but it's also kind of sad that Evie's doing that to her, but you can't do anything about it. So anyway, Ripley is named after Ellen Ripley from Alien, which is one of my favorite movies. Evie's named after the Pokemon Eevee because she's like little brown like Evie. So yeah, Ripley was actually the second mouse I got. I had my first mouse, Honey. I'll show you a picture of her. She was really special to me. Unfortunately she passed away in April from, I think, heart failure, and she was a big girl, so it was kind of expected that she would pass away earlier than she should have. So she was only 9 months when she passed away, so unfortunately she didn't make it to her first birthday, which is kind of upsetting, but yeah, so Ripley was her friend. So of course I had to get Evie to be a friend for Ripley after Honey passed. So Ripley is very funny. She's very shy, but and still after all this time she's still like really shy. She's just always been like a shy girl, but she'll take food from my fingers, and she doesn't really freak out if you like hold her. She will a bit, but Evie definitely does not like being held. Yeah, she actually bit the vet last time we went, so yeah, I won't be holding Evie ever. I don't want to get bit, and I don't want to stress her out by picking her up. So yeah, I felt very bad for the vet, and I kept apologizing, but he's an exotics vet, so he was like, I'm used to it, I've been bitten by mice like 1,000 times, and I bet hundreds of other animals that he treats. So yeah, but it was a bit funny. Yeah, I'm just so glad that I ended up getting mice. I've actually wanted them for about 13 years, so and I've only just had them for just over a year now, and I really can't imagine my life without them, because they bring me so much joy, and they're just such like funny little things. Like, you could just watch them for hours, like they're so fascinating. So yeah, but I will tell you maybe in another video the story of Evie and why she's much older, and finding a friend for Ripley, and why that was such a it was a stressful time anyway, because I just lost Honey, but yeah, it was more stressful because there was some misgendering with other mice that I got, and yeah, it was just the whole thing. Anyway, I'll move on to my second youngest pet, and that is my fish, Kylo. So Kylo is a betta or a betta fish, or Siamese fighting fish, depending on where you live and what you call them. Sorry, I'm just looking at him. He's red, and he is just a normal veiltail. So yeah, he was my first fish I had ever owned. Actually, like anyone in my family had ever owned. So I did like years of research before I got him, because I'm just that kind of person who likes to research pets, and I just like pets in general, so I like learning about how to take care of them and stuff. So I was very prepared when I got him, and knew how to cycle the tank, and what they eat, and what plants to put in, and all that kind of thing. So he is in a 16-litre tank, but I do want to upgrade him to a slightly bigger tank. The only problem is where I have him on my desk, there's not like a lot of height on the shelf that he's on, so I have to try and find a tank that will fit in that space. Kylo is named after the Star Wars character, because I love Star Wars for one, and because he is red like Kylo's lightsaber, but he also has this like shimmering of blue, and I'll try and insert a clip of it. He has like blue iridescent scales on his side that you can only see in like certain light, so I thought that was interesting. Like, it fit his character, because Kylo's kind of good and bad, so it like I think it like fit him perfectly. But I've had Kylo now for over a year, like nearly a year and a half now. He's kind of lazy, but yeah, I just love watching him, and yeah, taking care of him. So I have 4 cats, and you might say that is a lot of cats, and it is, but basically all our cats were strays. We've never like bought a cat. We've also never like gone to a shelter and like adopted a cat. The cats seem to just find us. So this is Daisy. As you can see, she's very distracted right now, and that's because she's not allowed in my room, because that's where the fishies and mousies are. She also escapes from my room, because there is a hole near my heater vent. Okay, so this is Daisy. She is 3 years old, and she was found under my friend's back patio with her 3 sisters and her mom. And she is a tiny little potato. I'll insert a photo of her as a little bubba. Anyway, she is a tabby, but she also has tortoiseshell in her, which you can see by the orange. And Daisy is a very funny girl. She's actually our only girl cat, and she's very quirky. So, oh my god, she does not like being held. She's very active. So I might just put her down. But anyway, and watch her because she might do an escape. But Daisy is very quirky. She loves drinking out of the sink, the tap, and she'll actually yell at you to turn on the tap for her. She also plays fetch, and she also, sorry, I'm looking at her, trying to watch her. She also has a very curly tail, and I might show you again. Oh, and she just moved the camera, so sorry about the angle change. Anyway, this is her tail. As you can see, it bends back like a pug. You're very weird. You're very weird. Yeah, it bends back, and we have no idea why she's like this. Just sort of the way she is. Alright, I'm gonna get her out of my room before she gets into something, and I'll get my other cat. Okay, this is Lionel, the most handsomest boy and the most angriest boy. So Lionel is about 4. God, he's gonna bite my face. He's very bitey too. Okay, I'm gonna put him down because he's gonna like kill me. Woo! Anyway, Lionel's 4 years old. He's a tabby as well. Tabby's gonna be a theme in this because they're all tabby. The next 3 are pretty much the same kind of tabby. Daisy's the only different one, who's a bit more like orange tabby. And he is actually named after Lionel Richie, the singer, because when we first found him, he would not stop meowing. And he was so skinny, and now he's a chunky, very chunky. And, oh, I'm so out of breath, why? You know, it's the adrenaline, because I thought he was going to bite my face for a second. Oh. Okay, so Lionel actually just one day came out from under our house and was just like, hello, I'm here. So yeah, basically he just like popped up from nowhere. He was already around 9 months old when he came out. So we have no idea where he was. He actually had like a flea collar on, so he obviously belonged to someone, but he was like so skinny, and his paws were like were very like were tender. So we think he actually like he roamed like pretty far. So we put up like, we didn't put up flyers, we put up like on the internet, he's trying to get out. We put up on the internet like that we found this cat. No one claimed him, he wasn't microchipped, so we were like, we'll just keep him. Lionel is also very quirky. He does nose kisses. So if I put my nose up to his nose, he'll like kiss me, even though he bites me usually. Not on the nose, he never bit me on the face. He did bite me on the nipple once, which was interesting. So he was on the back of the couch, and I was standing behind the back of the couch, and yeah, he just went for a chomp. So that was quite interesting. On to the next one. This is Robbie. Robbie is 14. He's an old boy, and he's getting old. You can tell he's slowing down a lot, and he's getting very skinny. I'm gonna put him down because he doesn't like being held, even though he's purring. You purring, mate? So Robbie is the next cat that you'll see. He's his brother, and they were found in a park. My dad, my brother and I just decided to go to the park after Dad finished work one day. And him and his brother were just tiny little kittens in this park. So someone had dumped them. And I was 10 at the time, and I'm now nearly 24, so he's quite the old boy. But Robbie is a very interesting cat, aren't you? He's a scavenger, so anything that you leave on the bench, he will get. You leave a plate unattended, he will get it. He's very opportunistic, loves food, as you can probably tell. I'm gonna put him down because he doesn't like it. There you go, mommy. There you go, boy. So I can't hold them for too long, they just don't like it, so. Oh, and he's going under my bed. Robbie is very vocal as well. Like, he will meow constantly if he wants something. but we love him so much, and yeah, I think it's gonna be time soon. So now I'll get the final cat. So this is the fourth and final cat, and this is Taz. Taz was found with his brother, like I mentioned before, brother Robbie. And actually, I didn't explain what Robbie's name came from. So Robbie came from Robbie Williams, who my mum loves. Taz came from a footballer from our favourite football team. I'm out of breath again, because he's quite heavy. He is a very big boy. Anyway, he is 14, like Robbie. And he is a lazy boy. You can often find Taz asleep, curled up on the couch. Occasionally he does go crazy and act like a kitten. I'm gonna put him down because he wants to go. And I woke him up from a nap, so he's a bit cranky. Okay, I'll put him down. Oh my god, you're so heavy. Woo. Yes, Taz is very lazy, but he is a very sweet boy. He's very affectionate. So that was all of my pets, and if you have any questions about any of them, you can leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Bye. Robbie. What you doing, mate?